So, as the movie begins, we see a girl tied to a pillar. She was kidnapped. As soon as the kidnapper came to her, she started crying. She fell down and begged for her life. "Leave me. I will give you as much money as you want in return for this." But the kidnapper said, "Shut up. I am not hungry for money, but for your blood and your body." Saying this, he opens her up and takes her to another room and ties her with a chair. And brings her boyfriend in front of her, who was unconscious at the time. The girl requests another man to spare her life. So, he says in anger, "I don't understand. I don't want money. I am doing all this for my daughter." The girl, again greedy for money, says, "I will give your daughter whatever she wants. I will bear the cost of her treatment. Just leave us." But the man's answer was still no. He says, "Your money can't save my daughter. Because she is dead. And now to get her back, I will give your corpses to Satan. In return for this," he said, "give me back my daughter." Saying this, a strange living doll stood in front of him. Seeing this, the girl was terribly scared. She couldn't say anything now. In front of her eyes, the kidnapper puts tape on her boyfriend's mouth. And reading some spells, a strange knife stabs his body. The blood coming out of the boy's body, he started collecting it in a glass. And seeing this, the girl could not bear it. He tried to free himself. And as soon as he opened his hands, he ran away from here. But where would he run to? This was a deserted island. While running, when she got tired and stopped to breathe, she felt that someone was behind her. As soon as she turned around, there was Satan behind her. Which brought her back to the same farmhouse. The kidnapper ties the girl again. And then after finishing his work, he comes to his lounge and turns on the TV. Where he gets to see a documentary. The anchor of this documentary was Zoe, who made documentaries in strange places all over the world. And she used to show them to everyone. 6 people from her team were her strength. And everyone loved to discover new places. Here we meet a team member named Dory, who is the youngest of them all. And her social media manager. She gives some emails and letters to Zoe in a hard form this time. Apart from one of them, Zoe does not pay much attention to everyone. That letter was in the form of an invitation. And it was actually an invitation. Someone was calling Zoe and her team to their island, about which many scary stories were famous. After hearing about this island, Zoe and her team get excited. Because finally, after a long time, they were getting something very interesting. For their documentary. After getting scared, they are again shown to the island, where the kidnapper came to the girl. The girl was crying now. She knew that this man would not have mercy on her. But it was completely different from her expectations. The kidnapper started apologizing. The kidnapper said to her, "Please forgive me. You are so tired because of me. I apologize to you for that." Hearing this, the girl was surprised. Because she was completely frustrated with the kidnapper. The kidnapper holds her face and breaks her neck. And the girl dies. Anyway, now it is shown that Zoe's entire team to go to that island. First of all, they arrange a boat. It was surprising that the boatmen they were talking to, they all refused to go to that island. After a long time, they found such a boatman who agreed to go to that island. But he asked for a lot of money. For now, the money was not a big problem for them. They pay and reach that island. As soon as they reached there, everything was fine. That island was very beautiful and green. The weather there, the beauty there, makes them happy. But these people do not know the danger behind this beauty. After a while, they started seeing strange things. Dolls were hung all over the island. Now the boatman brings them here, tells them the way to the farmhouse, and says, "You have to go ahead of it yourself." Hearing this, they felt a little strange. But anyway, They are excited to make a documentary. Flying dolls all over the place. It was interesting for them. That's why Joey shoots the history of this documentary. And his start here. Now the boatman from behind, who was alone on the way back. While walking, he felt a strange fear, as if someone is following him. And the doll attached here is watching him closely. After feeling all these things, he starts running away from there. And suddenly in front of him, he hears the story. He says to the doll, "Please leave me. I came here to leave some people. You kill them all. Instead, leave me." But Santana grabs his neck and kills him. Now we are shown Joey, who was telling the history of this island. Actually, there was a man on this island whose daughter died. I don't know what happened to his mind. He hung dolls all over the island because he thought his daughter's spirit will be trapped in a doll, and he will be able to meet his daughter again and again. Now Veronica, a member of his group, goes alone to the island, and when she sees a house nearby, she calls out to her team. Seeing this house, everyone thought it was normal, as if it was a normal person's house. But the strange thing happened to them, that its door opened for them. Joe thought it was Julian's house, the same man who had written this letter to him. He goes inside the house. "Julian, Julian." She calls out to him like this. But when no answer comes, all these people go inside. The environment inside was completely normal. Although they were expecting that Julian's house would be very drab. Anyway, they decide to shoot the second part of their documentary here. Joey starts talking, and the cameraman starts recording. While recording, he sees Santana sitting on the sofa, right behind Joey. He was very scared of all this. He stopped recording and told this to his partners. Everyone was a little scared. But suddenly Julian came from behind. His intro shook everyone. But he calms everyone down and says welcome to come here. It was night. At night, he runs a bonfire for everyone and talks to them. I used to think that they come for me to share my pain. But time passed, and I realized that they only come here to enjoy. So, after that, I stopped everyone from coming to this island. He tells Joey that I called your team here so that you can tell everyone that my daughter is not dead. Hearing this, all the people sitting there are shocked. That what is Julian saying? Then Julian says that my daughter is not dead. I keep attached dolls on this island in memory of her, so that her soul can rest in peace. And she gets lost in the dolls. After everything is over, he tells everyone, it gets cold on this island at night. You should take a blanket and sleep. If you want, you can stay at my house. But everyone refuses. And Joey tells him, actually, we have to take some shots here at night. In this way you will get disturbed. No problem. One of the couple goes to the basement of the farmhouse nearby to spend the night. Now they were not sleeping here. That they heard someone laughing from outside. At first it did not seem that Veronica and Tori must be disturbing them. But then, suddenly it came in front of them. And before they could think, Santana attacked that man and killed him. His wife screams in fear. And the next second, Santana finishes him off. Verona and Tori were on a visit to the island at this time, where they could see a lot of dolls. Tori thought, this is a paranormal activity. That means there is a scary story behind this. But Verona was not accepting it. In this way, there is a debate between the two. And Verona leaves Tori on the island in anger. And comes back. Tori now comes to Joey, who was writing the script. She was very cold here. She did not even have a blanket. She tells Tori, "I am going to Julian's house." And Julian himself came out. He told Julian that she had come there to get a blanket. Hearing this, Julian invited her to his house, offered her a drink. And here they both started talking. Tori asked Julian, "Can I ask what happened to your daughter?" While thinking something. He speaks. Actually, one day she was playing with both the sisters. Now his sentence was not complete. That Joey asked in shock. "Two sisters? Do you have another daughter?" In his anger, he hits the table hard. Joey got scared. As soon as Julian realized this, that he did something wrong, he immediately apologized to Joey. "Actually, all this is very emotional for me. I can't repeat those things again and again. I feel sad. I feel pain. And maybe I got angry to hide this pain. Now sorry." Joey also understands his emotions at this time. Now Julian brings him a blanket. And Joey goes back to his camp to sleep. These people slept. And in the middle of the night, we saw someone was standing behind Joey. And he grabbed Joey's face and broke his neck and killed him. Joey's eyes suddenly opened. And we found out. All this we saw was just a dream of Joey. He saw in a dream that Santana killed him. She woke up in fear. As soon as she woke up, she saw that it was morning. And her other members were also awake. And were waiting for her. Till now, those two members of their group were missing. And their insensible behavior. Now these people think of starting their work without them. But Joey didn't want this. Joey thought that maybe they are stuck in some trouble. We should find them. After listening to him, his partner says, "Okay, me and Tori are going for shooting. You both go and find them." Now Tori came with that girl to Julian's house, which was locked at this time. And Julian himself was in the jungle at this time. He was standing in front of a tree, on which a green-clothed doll was attached. He looked at the doll in a strange way. He smiled at the doll. And the doll also started smiling at him. Here, Tori and that other guy had opened Julian's house. They went inside and started waiting for Julian. He didn't come for a long time. That guy made a shooting setup here. And as soon as he sat on the sofa, he saw a lot of pictures on the table. Looking at which he found Tori's picture. And his brain started working. After seeing this picture, he realized that he was brought here according to some plan. Tori was the one who gave that invitation letter to Joey. Before he could confirm this with Tori, Tori herself told him that she is Julian's daughter. As soon as she said this, she hit that guy hard with something and killed him. As soon as she did this, Julian also followed her, who praised Tori a lot for this work, and said, "I and my daughter are very happy with you." The scene cuts and we are shown with Verona and Joey, who went out to find their two members. While going to the jungle, Joey and Verona start arguing about something. Now they were arguing when Santana came in front of them. Verona thought that he was joking with them. She starts laughing at this. But her laughter stopped when Joey told her, "This is Santana and this is Jeff. Because she came in my dream last night. If we want to escape, then we have to run." They both start running. And then Joey sees a shortcut. He wants to keep calling Verona. Now where Joey was running from, Julian comes behind her and puts a cloth on her face and makes her unconscious, while Verona hides in an old house. In the house where she was, there were the corpses of her two friends. Verona was in a bad condition. Before she could think of anything, Santana comes behind her and hits her head and makes her unconscious. Now when Verona and Joey came to their senses, they were at Julian's house. When she sees the dead body of her other friend, she also started feeling bad. She felt bad about her decision to come here, because this decision had killed her friends. Everyone was dead. But then Tori comes in front of them. Seeing her alive and safe, they are surprised. And Tori tells them, "It's nothing to be surprised about. I have brought you here." She now shows her childhood photos with Julian. In the pictures, Julian and Santana were also there. Hearing all this, Verona started cursing her. Seeing this, Joey begged her for his life and told her not to leave him. Then Tori told him, "No. Now your life cannot be spared. Because Santana likes your body. So now you will be killed. Santana will like your sacrifice the most." During this conversation, Julian also comes here and tells him to forgive. "But we will have to kill you. Because by killing you, our Santana will be happy." Tori kills Veronica and Joey and collects their blood in a bowl and says some spells. The same spells that Julian said at the start of the movie. Now they had to mix the blood of all the dead people. To do this, when Tori went to Veronica, Veronica hit her hand so hard that her hand started bleeding. That blood got mixed with Veronica's blood, and the ritual was ruined. Seeing this, Julian was scared to fix the ritual. But when the time came, Joey ran away from there. Julian followed him to the fields, but he tricked him and went to an old house where his old friends were buried. Julian came here looking for him, but the advantage of this place was that Joey got a chance to attack Julian. As soon as Julian came in front of him, he killed him with a steel rod. After killing him, Tori came here. She was very sad to see her dad dead. Before she said anything to Joey, Joey killed him too. Now she was crying because she knew that she didn't do all this. She did it herself. Now she was thinking that Santana came in front of her, and Santana killed her. After that, Santana did her ritual and mixed the blood of all the dead people and changed herself into a human body. At the end of the story, it turns out that Santana lives alone on this island. Joey and his entire team have been killed, while Santana is waiting for more innocent people like Joey, so that her evil wishes can be fulfilled. And just by telling this film ends here. Thanks for watching.